Hey guys, the market's moving very, very, very fast nowadays. I've been putting out videos in the last few days when I look at the market trends and seeing just the changes that either were very significant, they happened already, or the sort of like preliminary changes that would predict future things. So Prismatic, I posted recently that the prices were not changing very much, but there was movement, and the movement was happening in these other secondary products. So the ETBs were kind of the thing that's selling the most consistently. So if you look at these graphs over here, like you see, like it's a lot of blue solid lines, and there's a good amount sold each day. But what I was noticing for the auxiliary products, like the obviously the binder collection, even like the surprise boxes, the booster bundles, the poster collections, like they weren't moving very much, and it was like they just weren't as popular, even though technically they're more affordable price per pack. But a few days ago, I saw the quantities were actually like starting to increase, and that's why I made a video about. And I was like, hey, something's about to happen, and we're starting to see those changes happening. And I just told you guys it makes perfect sense. This happens during Surging Sparks. When you look at booster boxes, upcoming to a release, everyone's starting to be like, hey, wait, should I buy into this? Is this actually like a good price? And so people are getting the FOMO and realizing that like it might get worse after release day. And yeah, so here are the significant changes. So the biggest change I see is the surprise boxes. So there's a caveat to this. So surprise box is $100 when it was being about $60 to $70 for so long. Like, if you just look at the sales data, like 63, like for just so long. Like that was sort of the accepted price. 62, just a lot of days that it was kind of stuck there, and it kind of makes sense to some extent because it's only 4 packs, and like even at $60, $15 per pack is pretty pricey. But today at January 4th, we finally see the $100 like 99.98 boxes being sold, and part of the reason is because like the current quantity is just 26, and it's only coming from two sellers. So it's true that if more people list their things, then yeah, we could see the price going back down. But yeah, there's so little supply here at 26, and people are actively buying these. Like this is not an significant amount. Like with the price, the demand has jumped. See this big spike over here, um, and we're seeing the price increase as a result of that. So the surprise box is a particularly interesting one because it has that random aspect to it. It has that promo card, the stand promo that you don't know what you're gonna get. So I made a sort of like comparison to Poncho Pikachu boxes, which I mentioned in the video. It's not the same as Poncho Pikachu. They're not as exclusive in like Japanese exclusives, and the cards are not as rare because they're kind of reprints of other cards. But yeah, like this was hyped up at the beginning. There wasn't a lot of supply of it. Like out of all the things that you could buy, surprise boxes were one of the rarest, and so it's finally getting its price jump. Okay, the other big change is Prismatic Evolutions ETVs is finally getting its quantity jump as well. It's been kind of steady, so like it's increased like about 100 boxes every 3 days, or that's actually about 160, 140, 160. So that's 40, like four, let's say 40 or 50 extra boxes per day. And the price has been pretty steady at 128. Like what's happening with Prismatic is that the last couple of days the price went up after being about 100, 110 for a while, and now it reached up to 128. And that was sort of the standard. But like yesterday when I checked this, like just yesterday. Like I saw a lot of 128s basically, like 127, 128. They're about the same thing, and just a whole row of these. But now, like the supply is going down. Like you are seeing these numbers go lower and lower. So we might honestly just see like a price jump from this. Um, so we'll see. Like honestly, sometimes these things happen the next day, and sometimes they happen in a few days. But I think as an investor, or even just you don't have to be an investor in this stuff, but even if you're a collector and you want to get these cards, like I think that like if you want to invest long term, like just wait until like months go by and just get the reprints. But if you want to get it now, there's definitely opportunity. Like, because yeah, the supply is just really low now, and demand is like skyrocketing all of a sudden. So I mentioned those two, and then the other things are also kind of either staying steady or they're kind of going up. So these binder collections, it's still kind of the same state as before. The price hasn't increased that much. The quantity is still 163, nothing too crazy. The booster bundle. So this is something I don't think many people will talk about, but I think that like a lot of people they know about the release dates to some extent, but a lot of people aren't really like thinking about the release dates of Prismatic. So the official release date is like I think like January 16th, but the actual products being released are actually like spaced out, like, though you can pre-order them. Some of these items that people are buying, like they're pre-ordered in advance. Like over here says like March 7th, and I have the feeling, I just have a very strong feeling that. So I sorted this by best selling, and TCG Group Player isn't always accurate with these. But technically, the booster bundle and the surprise boxes are not being released like on the January 16th timeline. The surprise box is being released, let's see, February 7th. That's what, like 3 weeks afterwards? So this is 3 weeks later. Like 3 weeks, guys. That's a lot of time in this fast market. And then the booster bundles, they're being released on like March. Oh my god, where did I put it? March 7th, which is a month even after that. So that's like 7 weeks. So it's like 3 week delay, 7 week delay. So honestly, I feel like a lot of people who are buying these are probably just like, I like booster bundles and I'm buying them. Or they just think it'll go up really a lot later. But I feel like if there are collectors buying these and they desperately want to open them, if this is like a bulk of what they ordered, they're gonna be forced to order more later on because they realize, oh shoot, I'm not actually getting my product when I think I am. A lot of people are just not paying attention to that. They'll just It's just really strange to pre-order things so far in advance, but that's kind of how like things are nowadays. Um, so because of that, I do expect some sort of like more demand for the existing products that are kind of available. Just because like people are kind of like gonna go and release it, hey, where's my order? And they'll realize, hey, there's no order coming. Like it's like that was the agreement. Did you read the fine print? Um, Cases for Prismatic are increasing, which kind of makes sense. This is a more. Actually, this is 140. Actually, this is more expensive per ETB. Um, yeah, they were only sold today, but 3 people bought. Since the price is about 128, this is like the price of market price for one UTB. Some people are buying cases at a premium, so that's interesting. And there's even more of them being bought. So some people are going to that case premium. I don't know if I'd go with that move. Like it's kind of hard to sell cases, and I don't think the cases are going to hold up after the reprints whenever they happen. So I'm kind of iffy on this. I wouldn't buy at this price, but there is like increased demand for that. Um, the mini tens, they haven't really seen as much movements, but also there's not that many of them. 14. So this is the Pokemon Center box. Not as much movements. Packs packs have gone a big movement. Actually, that's very significant. That's like 100 more packs. So yeah, this just supports all quantities increasing, that sort of thing. But yeah, the poster collections, like yeah, I told you like this will continue happening. This is still relatively high amounts. Like you see like all these small bars, and then like these 3 big bars. This is surprise box cases. Granted, there's only 2 of them or 6 of them available. I think they're pretty pricey. This is like $100 a surprise. Actually, no, that's like the current market price. This kind of makes sense. There's just so little, but yeah, there are more of them being bought nowadays. So yeah, and then sticker collection seems to be still the least popular, but they're still kind of least popular. But they still get bought in. Um, yeah, that's kind of it for the Prismatic update. So like what do I expect? I expect like yeah, a lot of these things are still gonna move higher. Like there's just so many supporting things. Like before, like the prices weren't changing, but the quantities are changing, and now the quantities being bought out. The surprise box I want to keep looking at. That's definitely like a big thing. Um, yeah, like these are like from experience, these are just so hard to get. Like I think Pokemon did that purposely. Like you could get at a Pokemon Center, but they limited by 2. But on other sites, like they're the things that are just least available in general. Um, anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you guys, if you're able to get MSRP, like that's great for you. It's gonna go crazy for her now. I guess one last thing I'll mention is that the main difference between this and Surging Sparks is that there's been more time, so demand has been like increasing sort of a bit. But the other thing is that since it's a non booster box product, it might behave a little differently in Surging Sparks. A lot of people who got on Surging Sparks, they got in at like the pre-release prices ish, so they're able to stay at the comfortable like 100, 120 price and just like ride it out and see the price go like sky high. Um, and the thing with booster boxes is that you can't really get them in normal stores most of the time. Like you have to get them from like an online store, and so like except for vending machines, like you don't just see like the supply of booster boxes go up, and they're still like the cheapest price per pack generally. Prismatic, I watched Alpha Investments, and one thing he said is that he predicts that the price of ETPs might fluctuate up and down a bit, depending on like how scalpers sort of affect the equation since ETBs are going to be the product that's kind of available in general for a while. Even if like even though like 99% of people can't get them, like they still will affect supply, and so it just affects things differently. That's kind of why like I don't like ETBs. Like booster boxes are special because like you can't just casually find a booster box like a lot of places, but ETBs you can. But anyway, so that's it for the video. I'll update you guys on more on market updates. I looked at the other stuff, didn't see as much movements. But anyway, thanks. Bye.